What a weekend. I mean, no, seriously, what a weekend. We had Sergio Perez on pole for the first time in his Formula One career. We had Lewis Hamilton knocked out in Q1. I mean, that's just the beginning, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So, a lot happened at Jeddah, the second race of the 2022 season, and there is a lot to discuss. So, I am Sid, and you are watching the Meninverse. So the Jeddah Corniche circuit. The second race of 2022 was held. Incidentally, the second race of the Jeddah track as well. And unlike the chaos which occurred at the Aramco facility, the initial start of the race was, pretty clean, uneventful. There were no crashes, no contact, and everyone got off to a very clean start, similar to what happened in 2021, where everyone got off to a relatively clean start. So it seemed like a normal race, and everybody's sticking to their skills and not going overboard. Well, that's what we thought was happening till the time we came to lap 16 and Nicholas Latifi crashed. I mean, oh gosh, uh, the, whenever Nick crashes, it is weird because the lead changes hands, something dramatic happens in the race, and this is happening for the second time, and within a span of roughly 3.5 months. So, Nicky, I good to know that he's fine, but Nicky, you need to stop crashing, man. Sadly, Nicholas crashing meant Perez, who was on pole leading the race comfortably, had to pit. I mean, didn't have to pit. He came into the pits, and Ferrari were they kind of dummied him and forced Red Bull into a early pit, uh, giving Charles the lead of the race. And just after Perez pitted, the safety car came out. Extremely unlucky pit stop for CHECO. Uh, he had to get rid of the lead and was relegated down to P4, and pretty much stayed there the entire race. But that was not all bad news. We had a lot of battles around the track. I mean, both the Alpines, they were at it from the very beginning. Fernando and Ocon going at it lap after lap, lap after lap. Well, until the team stepped in and they said that, look, guys, you need to hold position. Let's stop fighting, because probably they sense that there might be a DNF, or worse, even a double DNF on the cards if they didn't stop doing what they were doing. So, good call by Alpine, but bad luck for Alonso, as we'll find out later that what happened to him. And now, after Nicholas's crash, things started to settle down, and uh, it was starting to seem like a rather boring race. I mean, we were getting used to no action on track, nothing much happening, drivers staying where they were. But, just before everyone thought that it was getting boring, and uh, I was on our Turnpike group as well, and we were just having a discussion that man, this race is getting a bit too boring. I mean, action is over. Suddenly, Alonso slows down. He's having engine issues, overheating of the engine. Danny Rick slows down, stops right before the pit lane entry, and Bottas slows down and retires. So, and apparently all three of them had engine related issues, overheating related issues, due to which the entire field was juggled up once again. A virtual safety car was deployed. Luckily, the Haas of Kevin Magnussen and the Aston Martin of Nico Hulkenberg, both of them pitted right at the exact correct time, because just after Nico entered the pit lane entry was closed, which means it was bad luck for a few drivers. who couldn't pit, especially one Sir Lewis Hamilton. He was on the hard compound tires from the very beginning. He was on 39 lap old tires, and he couldn't pit because the pit lane entry was closed. So he was forced to stay out. He was in P6, running in P6. He was pretty comfortable, but he knew that he had to pit sometime, and he knew that P6 was going to go out of his grasp. So, well, let's talk about Sir Lewis Hamilton. My goodness, what a weekend to forget for him. I mean, knocked out of Q1. That's not what we expect when we see Lewis step into the car, go out for a qualifying run. I mean, knocked out of Q1. I'm still trying to understand what actually happened there because he was way off the pace. Russell was in the top 5 at that point of time, and he barely managed to creep up to P15, but then Stroll came by, and well, he got strolled by Lance Stroll. Stroll knocked him out, dropped him to P16, and that's where he started the race. I mean, this is the worst qualifying for Lewis since Brazil 2017, if I'm not wrong. So, and I mean, it was so unlike Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he has the highest number of poles, but well, everyone is allowed to have a bad day. It's only human. So, our thoughts go out to you, Lewis. We feel as bad as you probably must be. Don't worry, champ, you'll come back. But that wasn't the end of it, right? Was it? He started on the hot compound tires, thinking that during the pit stops, there he might benefit and he might gain a few positions because he would be able to go longer on the hard compound tires. Um, but it didn't happen. He didn't pit under the safety car because well that the safety car did come out at during the 16th lap only, so it didn't make much of sense. Probably I don't know what Mercedes strategy was thinking at that point of time, but if they would have pitted, maybe gone for the medium tires, they could have done something. He might have finished a bit higher up. They didn't do it for reasons best known to them. And later on, when he wanted to pit around lap 35-36, that time the pit lane entry got closed. He was uncertain if the pit lane entry is open or not because well he did face a penalty in Monza 2020 when he entered the pit lane and the pit lane was in fact closed. So he got a 10-second stop and go penalty for that. So he didn't want to repeat that, of course, and he did not pit. And once he did pit, it was too late. He dropped from P6 to P12. So that must have really hurt. I mean, no one likes that, man. Come on. And Mercedes struggling. I mean, what's happening? The new 2022 regulations, they have completely shuffled the field all over because we never expected that a Haas, I mean, no disrespect to Haas, but a Haas would be overtaking a Mercedes, that too of Lewis Hamilton, on pure pace. I mean, oh my goodness, that was a sight to behold. What I believe is happening is, and this is completely my opinion, and it's okay if you don't share this, but what I think is happening is that Lewis is taking a bit time to adjust to the car because well these cars are way different than the previous generation of cars. Ground effect is the key factor here in generating downforce. So I think George has been able to adapt to the car way better than Lewis has been able to, and maybe it is an age thing. Maybe well I'm 30 and Lewis is 37, so it does take a bit more time when people are older in order to learn new things. So probably could be an age thing. That's why George has been able to adapt to the car quicker and faster than Lewis has been able to. But well, let's not count out Lewis Hamilton. He is a 7-time world champion and he has all the experience in the world. So I expect him to bounce back pretty soon, probably around Monaco maybe. So let's hope for the best. What happens? And yeah. Well, I'm not a huge Lewis fan, as many of you might be knowing, because well, I have a Max Verstappen tattoo. But I think uh, I think Lewis will bounce back, and well, I am rooting for him, really. But come on, man, Lewis qualifying P16 and ending up just P10. Nah, he's going to have a fire in his belly, and he's going to come back. He's going to come back fighting like anything. Um, it's a long season. We still have a lot of races left, so anything can happen. Okay, now coming from the back of the grid to the front of the grid. So, Max and Charles. Well, I think this is the rivalry which we are going to see this year. And the season began with a bang in Bahrain. There was a lot of exciting action between Charles and Max, but sadly it ended not in the perfect way for Max because well, there was a double DNF for Red Bull. However, Jeddah, round 2, Max and Charles at it once again. And what amazing racecraft, man. I mean, they were going at it again and again, and they both of them braking at the same moment, not giving DRS to the other, then gunning it for the till turn 1, and then Max thinking a bit more, getting patience back and braking just before the final DRS detection zone, getting the DRS, gunning it down the main straight, and well, taking the lead. So it was brilliant racing, amazing racecraft between Charles and Max. It's not the first time that they are battling it out. They did battle out in 2019, Austria, as well as Silverstone, and well, they have had history all the way back to their karting days. So it has been great watching these two battle each other and respectful racing. And the best part was when the race ended, they were both giving each other thumbs up and they were waving at each other, congratulating each other. Massive amounts of respect between the two. So that's what we want to see. That's what Formula One is all about. So great racing. I just hope it stays this way till the time we reach Abu Dhabi. But let's talk about Checo Perez. What a lap on Saturday. What a pole lap by Checo. I mean, nobody was expecting Perez to put his Red Bull on P1. I mean, nobody. Even Charles said that I was very surprised when Checo put in that lap and he came P1 because I'm pretty sure most of the commentators, fans, and probably other racing drivers as well must be expecting Max to put up an incredible pole lap because of the lap which would have been last year. So everyone knew that Max knows his way around this circuit. But well, it was not the number 1 Red Bull which was on pole. It was the number 11 Red Bull which was on pole, and the first pole for Sergio Perez in his Formula One career. This guy has records, man. This guy has 2 records, and I mean, not enviable records, but records nonetheless, because he has the record for most race entries before his first win. That is, I think, 190 if I'm not wrong. And he has the record for most number of race entries before a pole position, 215. That's huge. So, Checo, well done, man. Sadly, it didn't pan out for him in the race and he ended up P4. Absolutely gutted for him, but amazing performance by Checo, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to bounce back. He has got that spark in him, and he himself said that if he can get pole at Jeddah at such a demanding circuit, he can get pole at any circuit in the world. So I am expecting Sergio Perez to be up in the top with the mix of all these great drivers like Max, Charles, Sainz, and dare I say even George Russell, provided Mercedes fixes that car pretty soon. So yeah, um watch out for Checo. Checo might be getting a pole or two, or maybe even more this season. You never know. Maybe he might be in contention for the title. Wouldn't that be what we want to watch? I mean, just imagine both Red Bull drivers and both Ferrari drivers gunning it for the title. That would be a sight to behold. I want that. We all want that, don't we? Yep, we do. Okay, so the race was over. Uh, P1 for Max, P2 for Charles, and P3 for Sainz. Ferrari still double podium. That's a good thing. Keeping up that lead in the constructors' title, and also Charles extending his lead in the drivers' title. But Max is coming back. Max won his first race. He would have wanted to win in Bahrain as well, but well, Max did win, and he has started his title hunt. And I'm getting this feeling that Max likes to be the hunter. He doesn't like to be the hunted. So I'm expecting a lot of fury race weekends from Max. A lot of aggressive driving and clean and fair racing between Max and Charles. So, as of Jeddah Corniche, the top three in the standings, the constructor standings, the overall, would be Leclerc P1 with 45 points, Sainz P2 with 33 points, and Max just opened his account for 2022 with 25 points in P3. And Ferrari are leading the constructors at the moment with 78 points. Mercedes are P2, which is a good thing, but they are just 1 point ahead of Red Bull, who are at P3 with 37 points. So it's going to be turning out to be an exciting season. Let's see what happens. Will the Ferrari master plan work? We never know. Let's hope for the best, and the circus continues 2 weeks from now in Australia. We are going back down under. So hope this season turns out as exciting as we have thought it to be in our minds and on paper. With that, we come to an end of our race recap for the 2022 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix at Jeddah. The usual race discussions with Ronak will follow, so do stay tuned for that and click the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you do press that bell icon, you will be notified about all the updates from the Miniverse. Thank you for listening, guys. Do let us know if you like this type of content. Do give us a like, subscribe if you haven't already, comment whatever your thoughts are, and do share this video with someone you think who might like F1 content. Thank you all for listening in once again. I am Sid, and this is the Miniverse. Bye, guys.